Hi, my name is Myra Tanksley, and I am the proud single mother of an autistic individual who is currently illegally confined to a state facility that's operated by the state of Ohio Department of Developmental Disabilities. And he's been there for a while. Since he's been there, he's been subjected to various assaults, abuse, and neglect. Um, and everybody in the state of Ohio has denied it, won't acknowledge it, and swept it under the rug. And I have a page on Facebook. I actually have two now, but I have a page that's showing some of the abuse and some of the neglect and some of the assaults that I'm talking about. And it's called The Abuse and Neglect of Autistic Marquise Tanksley by the Government. And then I also have created a justice page for my son. Now, one of the players in getting him over there and treating him like crap, and myself, because when you deal with a patient or resident, you need to also make sure you deal respectfully and appropriately with the family member. And I've been just a loving, supportive mother, and I don't turn my head while people abuse and mistreat my son. And for that, I've been slandered and everything else. But one of the players, and the justice page will have the different players and agencies and people uh, that help put my son over there with their lies and corruption, and they're slandering me. So there's OSU, which is what this is about. One of the sections will have company on that justice page. But OSU, which is Ohio State University, they have their Wexner Medical Center. They have a behavioral health psych hospital by the name of Harding. And my son had, you know, been there uh, multiple times. And each time they really didn't know how to manage his behaviors or manage the autism that he has. Um, Most of the time he was just getting Haldol Ativan cocktails after they would set him up or set him off. So, um, and I would voice my concerns about that. And then when I would get up there, he'd be so triggered and groggy, and the medications were making him more aggressive. And um, he would tell me, get me out of here. He was always agitated. But these people don't know anything about autism. They would set him off in the environment. And I know a hospital setting is not a great environment, but if you're going to admit an autistic patient, you need to know how to manage them and manage their needs as a patient with autism. So I had to tell heavy set 3 to 11 nasty charge nurse staff, well, why you bring him here and stuff. I said, I wish I didn't have to bring him here, because that's where the police would bring him there um, uh, after they would come to the home. I said, but blame your administration, lady, because if you're going to admit patients, you need to be able to care for them with their special needs. It's just like if you're going to admit somebody that doesn't know how to speak English, then you got to make sure you have an interpreter so that this patient can be cared for by your staff. And but this particular section uh, is me talking to a OSU Webster Medical Center Harding Hospital security guard by the name of Gary Rocker. And it's on March the 24th, 2012, that I was verbally abused and assaulted by the nurses up on the floor that my son was an inpatient on. He was hospitalized. And I was also physically assaulted by one of them. And in this section, you hear me saying that to him, and then you also will hear him saying he seen them freaking out. He said they were all freaking out, and they were. Now this is nursing staff, no professionalism or anything, and they were freaking out on me. And they had also went to my son, was trying to get my son to say he wanted me to leave, and he never said that. They just terrorized him because they interrupted our visit, and they falsely accused him of wanting to hit me. Like I said, nobody knows about autism. So that's what this section is. It's just going to be a snippet of him actually saying that to me. They were all freaking out, and he wanted to see what the charge nurse or these nurses supervisors have to say about this. And then I'm going to follow with another audio video with a snippet of him telling me that they need to learn how to deal with it. Now, he's talking about medical staff and nursing staff. They need to know how to deal with your son, him being autistic in this setting. He said, because, when they call security, it's all, it's on your son, So it just showed they didn't know how to manage an autistic patient. But in this section, you'll hear him saying they were freaking out. And, of course, I reported this to the Ohio Board of Nursing. Nothing was done. They actually told me that I couldn't come back the next day to visit my son. I got some snippets on that. I got a tape showing of me telling him that I couldn't visit him that day and him begging. And that broke my heart. Can my mom come see me? He was always very groggy because he was just full of Haldol and Ativan. PRN, they just give it to him all the time because he was set off by the environment, by the staff, by the noise, by nobody knew how to approach him or talk to him. It's just incompetence. And so there's going to be audio videos on that, and an audio video of them threatening to call security if he didn't get off the phone and stop talking to me on the phone, his own mother. So anyway, here's the audio video of Gary Rucker, a security guard over there, on March the 24th, 2012, saying he wanted to get the charge nurse or their supervisor down there to see what they had to say about it. He said, because they were all freaking. When he walked up on that floor after they had called security and stuff, the staff was freaking out. No professionalism, no calm demeanor, hollering and yelling at a mother, terrorizing and traumatizing a autistic resident. But he said he called it freaking. So I'm going to let everybody hear this. That's his words, and he actually said it. And thank you for listening.
This nurse just assaulted me.
Okay. I want the supervisor to be down here listening to this.
Right.
I want to see what they say they're going to do.
Because I have no reason to lie on her and stuff, and you can hear me saying, I get your hands off of me. But she was just close to my face just yelling and stuff. I said, no, that's not nursing. You don't do that to a family member.
I comprehend those. They are all freaking.
They was...
So you hear him saying they were all freaking, and he was shaking his head when he was saying it, so I kind of laughed. But I just wanted to show people that I don't sit up and lie about ignorant, incompetent, sick, evil people. And you have that in healthcare, no knowledge base, they traumatized my son, terrorized him, and then they verbally abused and assaulted me. So here's the security guard admitting that the staff up there were freaking. They were all freaking out. And they were freaking out on me and on my son. Thank you for listening, and look forward to the next part of this where this security guard tells me, he said they need to know how to deal with it because when they call security, it's on your son. And they were doing it a lot, which shows that they didn't know how to manage a patient with autism. And one of the main things is to try to accommodate and modify the environment, because autistics, at least my son, now he's going to go into sensory overload. He's going to have a meltdown if things are just, overwhelming him sensory wise. So that's the next snippet or section that I will be making. So thank you for listening, and I hope everybody has a blessed day.